What's going on, y'all?
Hello, I am the light of the Leo, and this here my brother right there. There he go. He's JoJo Speaks, aka Jonathan, aka Mr. Brother De Jour, aka Stepdaddy. Oh gosh, that was a long time insider.
Absolutely.
Anyway,
Absolutely. Yes.
but we are making it into episode 2 of Netflix Heartbreak High. This is a different one for us, but let us go ahead and dive into it. Take it away, Jonathan.
Absolutely. So we start out with Dusty meeting up with Amory at the beginning of school. And he tells her that he's throwing a party at his dad's house. And he's saying that, I'm selling wristbands for entry. So, just ask Spider. And Spider will be the one distributing said wristbands. Um, how do you feel about Spider in this moment? Let me just first off ask you that first off.
I don't have anything for Spider. Spider has proven himself to be just a mean person thus far. Of course, this is only episode 2, so but yes, he's been very mean. But then again, it's like I have to think about why he is low key kind of pissed off and not wanting to, you know. I know I'm skipping forward a little bit, but I kind of understand why he doesn't want to assist Emery in her um opportunities to try to get into this party by the
Into her
man that he
party endeavors.
loves,
Yes.
okay, and but with the man that she loves, I'm sorry.
Right.
And yeah, it's like that's life. Not everybody's gonna like it.
Agreed. And so Dusty approaches Harper, and this is going to be their first meeting after it has been confirmed through our new map that they have gotten down with the get down. And Harper is really giving Dusty the cold shoulder. Why do you think Harper really isn't giving Dusty any room to move in any closer to her?
She's just trying hard to not let it show that she liked the boy.
Really?
That's all that is. She's trying super hard to try to make it seem as if, they haven't had anything going on, trying to make it seem as if she's not even attracted to him because let's be real. She when you have a friend for that long
Hmm.
and that friend has been obsessing over somebody for that long, you know there's going to be a freaking issue
Right.
afoot if that friend find out that you've been with that
Exactly.
person.
Right. Yeah. To me, I just feel like this is just Harper's demeanor. And because she's so damaged and because she's still going through whatever happened to her that happened to her, she wants to be hands off with everyone at this point,
I don't
including
feel that
Dusty.
way. Not
Really?
not with not with her friends. She's hands off like that. She ain't mean like that.
That's
I,
true.
I feel she's just wanting to put off the mean demeanor so she can try to at least throw him off because of what happened with them,
Hmm.
happened because of feelings. And she doesn't want any of those kind of feelings to be showing around at school. So
Gotcha.
show that I'm mean, surly, and all that stuff so they wouldn't try to put us together. You
She's
know?
trying to play hard. Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. So then Marie asked Ant. Ant is the one that Darren gave a handy to. He really doesn't have any other significance in Jennifer.
What is the handy? What was that?
A handy is when
Oh, just
you
a
help.
hand job?
Yes,
Oh, okay. Because they were acting like you were talking about they gave him wrist. Oh, but wrist. Okie dokie.
there you go. There you go. And so he's basically telling Marie, "Heck no, Marie, you got me all effed up. My whole family, his whole family has found out that Dustin, that Darren has given him a
A
handy
hand
or a
job.
wristy or whatever it is that they call it down there in
Mm-hmm.
Australia." So yeah, so he's not going to give her anything at all. And I just kind of find this pretty amusing that Marie's going around trying to get this wristband and she can't get it. It's just funny to me.
I'm not
Um,
saying that she shouldn't try, but it's like, girl, all the odds are stacked against you.
right, it is. So we're back in our sluts class, and we're watching a video, and there's a demonstration of this woman who. Has a bowl of noodles in front of her, and she grabs a handful and she dumps it into the plate of the young man that's sitting next to her. She's like, "I know you want my noodles, honey. I know you want My
These
noodles.
noodles,
These
honey.
noodles, yes. And so apparently, this is a demonstration on consent. Consent on whether someone actually wants to be intimate with you or not. Did this give you a laugh, seeing this demonstration of the
To be
noodles into
honest,
the
I
bowl?
didn't necessarily find it funny. I was just like, this is weird. A weird way. I understood what was going on, but like, y'all are weird. That's what I was thinking.
Right. Yeah. And so Quinn, she drops her pen, and when she looks up under the desk, she sees the new map, and she sees the message that Dusty has gotten in with Harper. And so we're going to put a pin in that for now. And so then the
And she had the,
classroom.
I'm sorry, but she had the right reaction. As soon as
Right, exactly. Exactly. With A. Marie being her new friend, of course, this is going to
they
affect
know,
A. Marie,
child,
she knows.
child.
Um, and so then the class discusses sending nudes. And
Mhm.
JoJo, the teacher, she's suggesting, okay, if you're going to send them, make sure you don't put your face in, and make sure you don't have any marks that are that are easily identifiable. Make sure you're smart when you're sending your nudes. Did you ever think you'd watch a high school show where the teacher is giving advice on how and when to send nudes?
This is the problem. Are you ready?
Yes.
I understand that they're going to do things anyway, but for you to just go ahead, just be careful about it. The way that she positioned it just took her down a slippery slope. I believe it would have been best to just find some real stories on how having nudes with somebody that you trust
Hmm.
can turn out. If she would have some real stories about what has happened with things like that, I
Right.
think it'd just be better to have them to hear the consequences and they can choose whether they're going to be smart or stupid about it or not do it at all.
I agree with that. I do think it was a very good thing for her, though, to tell them not to put their faces in it. I think that's something
Yeah,
that they
that
all
that is
needed
kind
to
of,
know.
but it, I want to say that
It's
it's stupid that they don't think about that, but they're kids. It's
Right,
too simple.
exactly. That's why they
Yeah,
need to know. They need to know specifically. Okay.
yeah.
So then after class, Quinny, she shows Darren the message underneath the table, and she asks him, "Well, should we tell Anne Marie?" So he's like, "No, no, 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 no. We can't tell her. That's gonna break her heart." What are you thinking of their decision to not want to tell Anne Marie what's
Smart,
under the desk?
smart. Because I tell you this, she gonna find out anyway.
Right.
And so
Exactly.
let's hold off on the horribleness. And if there is a space and opportunity to tell her, okay, maybe let's just tell her. But at the moment, no, she's already going through enough.
Right. That's very true. I agree with their decision as well. And I think it might hurt a little more if it's coming from her best friends at this moment.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, how? How would it hurt more coming from them?
Well, maybe not hurt more, but for maybe to know that they knew before she did,
Hmm.
and because they're kind of the outcast of the group
I
as
still
far
wouldn't
as
have said nothing. Mm-mm.
okay, yeah, I wouldn't have said anything either. And so then the principal takes JoJo aside and tells her she must stick to the curriculum because she did hear about the message concerning the news, and she didn't feel as though that was appropriate to be discussing with the kids. I thought it was an appropriate subject matter for her to discuss, but the principal seems to not understand that the curriculum is outdated. It is so outdated. And so
No,
these are
I think she understands, but she just wants to stick to things the way they were. That's what I think.
okay, okay, yeah. And so then we have A. Marie. She's talking to the principal and she tries to convince the principal to cancel the sluts class. I can't remember exactly the reasoning for that she wanted the class to be canceled. I'm thinking maybe she was saying that they've learned enough or they already know enough as it is. But she
Or
yes,
nothing's going to change, or I don't
yeah,
know.
that's very true. And so then we have Quinn and Sasha. They are in the nursery, and they're just having a little bit of small talk. Quinn and
The
Sasha,
nursery?
not the nursery, in the nurse's office.
Oh, I'm about to say, what nursery?
Yeah, in the nurse's office, they're having a little bit of a convo, and you can kind of see a little bit of chemistry between them.
Hmm.
And I believe also Sasha hands Quinny a pen, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
I'm not
while they were in the class, she
right.
borrowed a pen from her to doodle with during class.
Right. And so then we're in the library, and Darren and Marie, they try to help Quinny with her crush that she has on Sasha, and she's like, I need to give her my pen back, but I'm so nervous. I don't know if she'll accept it. I don't. Quinn is just over analyzing this entire thing, and
Of
Darren
course.
Darren and Amory are the perfect cheerleaders for Miss Quinny at this point. But yeah, it's really cute. It is
Very, I will have to say, very awkward, cute like situation. I didn't mind this. I thought that was very cute.
right. So in the next scene, we're outside, and Amory and Darren are still trying to help out Queenie. Queenie still wants to approach Sasha, and so Amory then starts telling Queenie, kiss me," and they're trying to get Sasha's attention. This is a very bad idea, at least in my
No, I
opinion.
don't think it's bad. I think it was great because, because first of all, um, okay, first of all, they wanted. If you heard her after she ran away, they were just trying to make her jealous because she was, kissing, and then it still it kind of helped because it actually got her to just go and tell her. So I
Right.
thought it was smart.
So Quinny does end up approaching Sasha and telling her that she likes her, and she's so nervous, and she's so teenager-ish about this thing. It's such the way a teenager would approach their crush and let them know what their true feelings are.
Did she come back
Um,
like 3 times asking different other
she
questions?
came back 3 times. She first the first time she came back after leaving was to give her a pen. And the first time they were talking, actually, Sasha suggested that they go out on a date. And
Mm-hmm.
Quinny is like, oh, just go out as friends or go out on a date. And Sasha's like, on a date, let's do this thing. And Quinny's like, okay, okay. She's so antsy. I love it. I love the energy that she's given. So in the next scene, we have Darren's father. He's talking to Darren's mother, and he's really having trouble with Darren. And I think the way that Darren goes in and out without any consideration from the father, and I don't think the father feels as though Darren respects him. And he's having those
Yeah,
issues.
I feel like if they could just slow down, both of them could slow
Hmm.
down with their lives just a taste to actually have somewhat of a conversation, I think things could be a lot better if they just, just talk.
Right. That's all that the communication, y'all. Communication solves all of our problems, y'all. It really does. So Darren, Quinny, and Amory, they're hanging out at Darren's dad's house. And Darren finds their dad's book. And they start reading out an excerpt of it, and it has to do with coitus in this
Mhm.
particular scene that he's reading out. And Darren's father comes in, and Darren's father's like, "Why are you reading my stuff? You don't see me touching your stuff." And then he picked up this douche, and he's like, "I don't mess with your stuff." And he was like, "Well, yeah, because that's a douche dad." So it was, yeah. There's really no lines in the sand between Darren and their father. Right now, it's just all blurred together.
Yeah,
All right,
it's
so
sad.
then we have Harper talking to Ant outside of a home, and Ant asks her, why are you and Anne Marie not doing well? And then she talks to him about the whole handy or wristy from Darren, and she was like, was it worth it? He was like, yeah, it was. I was like, oh, okay, all right, it is what it is. And so then we have Harper, or not Harper, but then we have hold on, let me read over this.
Mhm. Sure, at least you wasn't
Oh,
writing it
so
down. I can
Har-
remember that
Har-
time I couldn't read my own reading
yeah,
handwriting. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Harper walks into the boys' bathroom, and right outside there's a sign, haircuts for $5. And Spider's like, what are you doing here? This is for boys only. What she was like, line me up in the back. He charged her $7.50. What
Yes.
a petty punk move for Spider to do. And
I need to know how he got this name Spider. Like, that's technically like a really kind of cool name, but he ain't a cool dude. Like, I'm trying to figure that out.
right, yeah, his real name is Spencer, but everyone calls him Spider. So
He need to be called Spencer.
why do you not like the Spider name for him?
He doesn't, Spider, that's, personifying, like just, masculinity and, just being that dude, And when I look at him, and especially by the way he act, I don't see that dude on him.
Yeah, that is true. So then Amory is she's in the gym, and the boys basketball team is practicing, and she asks Spider for a wristband, and he keeps upping the price. First is $20. I think the original price for everyone was like 10 or 20, and
Hmm.
so he wanted to charge her like double. So he was like $40, then $50, then $80. She keeps on going. Please, please, please give me a wristband. Then his final offer was $100, and then he called
Hmm.
her Map B word. And she tries to convince him that the sluts class is canceled. This is before she's gotten confirmation from the principal that the sluts class is canceled. I don't know why Marie wants to tell everybody the class is canceled,
Stupid.
but whatever. It is.
No,
It is.
you don't know why. The reason why is because everybody don't like her because they have to be in that class.
That's true. So if she
That's
gets
why
it
she wants to be.
canceled, then that'll
Yeah,
get her back on their good
at
side.
least some, not even back on the good side. At least a little bit of the heat off of them. They still don't like her because she did the map. Well,
Right. Yeah. And so then the principal asks Marie. First of all, she tells Marie that the class is not canceled. And then she makes Marie JoJo's assistant. And so
Wait, before that, she was able to get a wristband because it's canceled from.
from Malachi.
Yes.
Yes, Malachi did give her a wristband. Thank you so much for that.
Hmm.
So Darren's dad, he tells Darren that he's gonna have to start paying board. And Darren's like, okay, so why do you want me to start paying? Is this because you just want me to be out of your hair? Am I a problem for you? And so of course it seems like as though they haven't had this type of conversation before. And so with this being the first time of this coming up, Darren's reaction is not necessarily that positive. But you can't expect for a high schooler to be told. I mean, even though he does have a job, but for a high schooler to be told by their father that they're going to have to start paying rent to stay up in their house. I mean, that's I wouldn't like
It's
that at
like I
all.
believe his father, excuse me, their father was literally just trying to lay down some kind of law in there, but
Right.
I feel like he certainly went about it the wrong way. Once again, if we have a full conversation about what is expected, and then as we're going through this conversation of what is expected, they will be able to let him know the things that he's doing, why he's going, where he's going, and things of that nature, so that he can understand his life, excuse me, their life.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it is what it is. So then Quinny and Sasha they meet up for their date. And the way that it's filmed, it gives us an idea that Quinny is struggling. Quinny doesn't do well in crowded spaces. Quinny doesn't do well with loud noises. Quinny doesn't do well with a lot of talking, a lot of chitter chatter here and there when it's not focused on her. Quinny just really can't cope right now, and so the filming shows us that she's really, really struggling right now, while Sasha goes
Mhm.
and gets them their food or whatever. And so then we have Darren. He's Darren. They
Oh wait,
are
I just wanted to say, I when I was seeing that part, I was really wishing that she would have just told her, "Hey, let's go to a park first," because it's apparent the way that they shot it, you could tell that she had anxiety around
right,
other people. You could tell that clearly. It's like, why didn't she just tell her, "Let's go to a park and let's do something that's a little bit quieter," rather
quieter.
than that? But
Yeah,
then again, it's like, if she was afraid to even talk to the child, what makes you think she's gonna be able to tell her that it's better for me to be in more of a quiet scene? So,
right.
child.
So then we have Darren leaving work, and Darren sees Cash outside of their job. Cash is picking up another delivery because he's a delivery driver. And the Cash and Darren they have a little bit of small chit chat. Don't necessarily remember exactly what they were talking about, but I'm sure it had to do with work of some sort.
I kind of feel
Um,
sorry for Cash. Every time I look at his face, it looked like what he's doing does not make him happy. It's as if he has to do what he's doing,
right,
and he's being looked at that way by somebody like Darren, and he doesn't like that because
right.
Darren automatically said, like, "Oh, you're selling tricks."
Okay.
And then he ended up having to back up and apologize, like, "I'm sorry, I shouldn't automatically, say like that." So I don't think he's happy, Cash.
He doesn't seem to be happy at
He looks
all.
like a sad man.
He's never really smiled. He hasn't smiled in this series thus far. I know we're only on the second episode, but
But
yeah,
seriously, we
yeah.
haven't seen him smile.
No, we have not. So
Not a joyful moment.
No, not at all. But we'll see what happens in the future. And so then we have Darren and Amory. They're coming to Dusty's party. Whether they're invited or not, they're coming in. And so Amory gives there's a doorman. There's a doorman at the door with a list. And Amory gives the doorman Harper's name. Darren actually like kind of sneaks in. He like walks around the doorman while Amory's talking to him. And so, she gets temporarily let in, but then the doorman flips up his pages and sees a picture of A. Marie, and he says, "Yeah, it's a no-go map, B word." And so then she is escorted off of the
I don't know what made her
premises.
think that they would not have express instructions to keep her out.
Right. Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know what made her think she was going to be able to get
And
in
it's
there
like, what's
scot
so great
free.
about the party? But then I forgot it was put on by old dudes. Like, oh,
By
okay.
Dusty, yes.
All right.
And so then Malachi walks up to Amory, and he's like, what are you doing? Why are you leaving? Come on, let's get into the party." She's like, "I'm disinvited. I'm banned from the house." And so he takes her around the back, and he helps her to jump the gate into the backyard. And she does succeed in jumping the gate. However, she then falls into the pool.
Yay.
She loses her balance and falls into the pool. And then
Craziness.
Darren is standing over the balcony. He's like, "Hey Marie, what happened? Didn't you get my text?" So apparently Darren opened the back door for her to get in. Yeah, that's a good friend for you. That is a
Okay.
good
But
friend
you want to
for
take things.
you.
See, I need to take a pause right here. This is how God's trying to reach out to you. You over here trying to do all your best, jumping over walls and things like that. And he's trying to text you, trying to get in touch with you. The Lord's trying to get in touch with you to let
Okay.
you know, I opened the back door for you.
Open the back door for
You did
you.
not have to use all your scrumph to jump over a wall and then therefore fall into a pool.
Okay, now you're soaking wet, leaking.
If you would have just waited for the word.
The word, yes, the word. And so then we have
Mr. Preach.
then we have Darren. He's using a blow dryer to try to dry A. Marie off. Meanwhile, Quinn and Sasha are coming into the party straight from their date. And they kind of separate without any, closure or anything of that nature. And so Quinny goes up to the bathroom where Darren and A. Marie are. And Quinny is going overboard with how she feels as though she's ruined this date that she had with Sasha. She's telling Darren and Amory, it was so loud and she was talking and I couldn't concentrate because this and this and this and this and this and that. And Amory tries to go hug Quinny, and Darren's like, wait a minute, no, no, no touching Quinny. Maybe you should just go back out to the party. I got this. So I love to see that Darren is so sensitive to Quinny and her
Mhm.
needs and the way that she copes,
A real
and the way
friend.
that she processes things. And it's so amazing to see that type of friendship. How do you feel about the friendship between Darren and Quinny?
We both love it from the beginning. They both have felt like outcasts and ignored, and they have created a friendship and a real bond with that. And they were sweet enough, especially Quinny, to let a new outcast into the
Yes,
fold.
right.
So I love it.
Yes. And so then Marie, she's walking around the house and she's looking into different rooms, and she goes into this room where Dusty is. And so then she sits next to Dusty and she's giving him all these compliments and all that good stuff. And it seems like they might be about to kiss. But then one of Dusty's friends comes out and gets him out of the room. And, there's that. Dusty, he is, would you say he's kind of gaslighting Marie in a way?
No, he's dense. A lot of dudes are not smart. They don't pay attention to the things that some people do to show, like you, Jonathan. Sometimes you don't know that people trying to flirt with you or trying to get your attention,
That's true.
aka Dusty. Okay, that's
Right.
it.
Okay. Yeah, I get that. He's not aware. He's really
Nah,
not cognizant of what's going on right in front of his eyes. Yeah.
and
So
and well, okay. I almost forgot. He does know that she likes him, but I don't
he
think it's
does know
about
that.
gaslighting. I think he's more of a kind of dude that likes to live in a moment, and
I
I
would
feel
agree with
like
that. I would agree with that.
that moment was for that moment. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, I get that. I get that. So then we go into the kitchen and we see Cash. He's doing his regular drug selling business and whatnot. And so then Darren approaches Cash, and as you said, Jennifer, Darren then apologizes for what Darren had said in the past concerning him, still being in school,
Mhm.
and just
And
assuming that
selling.
he's an eshe,
Yeah.
which is a delinquent teenager. And so I love to
Mhm.
see the fact that Darren is owning up to what he said. He knew it was wrong, and he knew that it probably offended Cash. And so I'm really glad that they had that scene go down there. So then we see the band. The band has hit the stage, and do you remember the name of the band, Jennifer?
I forget. I knew it was stupid. But what's the name?
Renaissance Titties. That's the name of the band, Renaissance Titties. And so
It's
Dusty seems to be the front man. And so he says on the mic, okay, so I'm sending this out, this next song goes out to my baby boo, my boo thing, my lover, okay, my coitus partner, okay, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Harper, okay.
Yo, so I didn't think he was that stupid. I didn't think he was gonna say the name. I really didn't. But when he said hop, I said, "What? This boy's stupid."
He
What I tell you?
is, yes, yeah,
The boy's stupid.
it's
He looked good, but he's stupid.
he does. He looks he's very handsome. Probably the most attractive man on the show, hands down.
Yeah.
But yeah, is yeah, like you said, he's dense. He's very dense, and he doesn't take other people's feelings into consideration when he's got
Nah.
one goal in mind.
Mm-mm.
Um, and so yeah, so then we have Quinny and Sasha talking about their date. And Quinny's apologizing. She's like, I know it was weird. I know it was, I wasn't seeing like I was paying attention. And then she lets Sasha know that she's autistic. Um,
Yes, and she had
and
to
right,
because
she did.
there's no other real excuse for that carrying on, because during the conversation it's like she was talking to a brick wall. She was spacing out. Of course, those are all signs that you're not interested in the date. And
Right,
Sasha was, of course, understandably hurt by that and said, "Well, I don't even know why you came here. Why are you even here?" Basically, so she had every right to
right.
be upset about that for sure.
She did. She definitely did. And then Sasha's like, "Wait a minute. How could you be? I'm good with the signs. I'm like you must mask really well because I know autistic people. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this, Freddie. Okay, so
She
how could I
Yeah.
not know?"
Now that's where Sasha lost me. Okay,
Yeah,
she lost me.
me
Like,
too.
girl, it is a whole entire spectrum.
A
There are
whole
so many people
spectrum.
on this earth that have autism spectrum disorder, and it shows up so many different ways in so many different people. And for her to act as if she knows all of them, she looked real stupid in that moment. I was like, girl, you lost me there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so then we see Amory storming out of the party and Harper following after her. And so Amory's like, so you're going to drop me as a friend, and then you're going to sleep with the guy that I've been in love with for over 5 years, Harper. Like, what else can you do to me to make my life any worse? So, how do you feel about Harper and Amory in their situation in this point? Because I was surprised that Harper would try to at least explain herself, at least in a little way, because she said, it had nothing to do with you, me sleeping with Dusty.
With the true friendship, it you can't scrub away the moments that you guys have had together, whether you feel like she's done something that will irretrievably irre- irretrievably
Hmm.
break the friendship.
Right,
um that still won't break away any of the memories that you guys had together,
right.
and y'all connected in those ways and have always been talking and fawning over this goal, this boy that she's always wanted, and the
Okay,
depth of that desire. And she understands the way that she broke her heart just then in that moment.
right.
So yes, I'm kind of surprised that she did do that. Like, okay, I
I
guess she
was
does have a
too.
heart.
Yeah, it does show you that Harper still cares in a way, in some way. What way we don't know, but she does still care
Okay.
in some kind of way, honey. And
Somewhat.
so then we see Malachi kind of confronting Amory because he understands the thing that she had for
Mm-hmm.
Dusty as well, and so that was pretty interesting. And so he basically walks her home, and then Amory's mother, yells at her, "You're not even supposed to be out the house. Get in this house!"
Wait,
Right?
did that did sound like a good mama. But
Yeah.
you forgot what's her name? What's her name? Kissed.
Who? Quinny and Sasha?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. Quinny and Sasha kissed. I'm sorry. I don't really care as much for that
It's
couple,
apparent.
to be honest. But yes, they kissed. I obviously didn't notate it, so apparently
Okay. Yes.
it didn't cross. But so, how did you
After
feel about their first kiss?
after she after she told her and then had to explain because Sasha thought that she knew everything.
Hmm.
Um, I think there came an understanding, and she says you have a trash you have a trash a choice in places to go out to eat. And they laughed about that. And then she said, I want to kiss you. That's what Quinn said. And then
Okay.
and then they kissed.
Yes,
I I think it's just because I like Quinn. She's so cute.
she is, isn't she? Don't you love her?
Yeah,
I
I
love her
like her.
too.
She cute.
And so then Darren and their father, they talk about the terms of this whole this whole rent arrangement. And so,
Mm-hmm.
Darren says, I'll give you this amount, this amount of dollars. And Darren's dad did tell them, that it's not that I want you out of my hair. It's just that, I want you to have some responsibility. I want you to be responsible for something in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And so then Darren gives their dad some pointers on the end of the book. Don't
Uh-huh.
make it this, and that, because that's too that happens too often in stories. It's too predictable, Dad. I thought that was great. And he was
And
like,
you
"Oh,
just
you read my whole book?" And Darren was like, "Yeah, I was using the bathroom. I had a lot of time on my hands. You know what I'm saying? Don't think too much into that." How did you feel about this scene? I thought it was beautiful.
I thought it was really nice. And once again, just what we were saying and fussing about, this is what happens when you have a freaking conversation. We get some understanding and you find some new things out. And I don't know if you just looking at their father when they realize that, wait, you read my book? What?
Right.
So
Yes.
I hope it becomes a bestseller just because he makes the changes that he told him to make.
That Darren told him to make. Yeah.
Oh yes. Yes.
Absolutely. And so in our last scene, we see Cash. He's walking out of Dusty's home, and we see one of Cash's friends walk up to him, and Cash hands him the keys to a car.
Mm, mm,
And
mm.
so Cash and his friends, they have stolen Dusty's father's car. What do you think
Wait,
this
that's what
mean?
happened?
Yeah, they stole the car.
Wow. For
Yeah.
some reason I thought like somebody paid for drugs in the car.
No, they stole it. So, what do you think this means for Cash in the next episode? And why is it that you think that they stole this car?
Well, shoot, I didn't know that he stole it, so I'm very surprised. Wow, stole a car. Child, I feel like Cash is in bad. He did something or he's trying to make up for something. There is an issue afoot.
Mm,
And there's I feel like we're going to find out a lot of things that's going to help us to truly understand why Cash is not a happy man. And all this work that he's been doing from selling drugs to being doing deliveries, all that stuff. I think we're going to find out some sad things about him. Also moving forward, I think we're going to end up slowly but surely seeing Harper just looking more sad every day because of what she knows she did. It's like there's a secret reason that we'll never find out apparently as to why Harper decided to no longer be cool with her bestie.
her bestie.
And
Yes.
now there's a reason for Marie to be like, yeah, never again, you slut bag.
Right.
So now Harper is in the process of feeling the pain that Marie was feeling, and I'm possibly like, because that first episode of her just trying to figure out what did I do, and
Right.
and to be honest, they're friends. So I know for sure that there's nothing that she did that Amory did purposely to hurt Harper. I am very
Mhm.
sure within me it was just her possibly having to go home and something happened in the midst, happened while she was gone. And then Harper's going to blame her for that. To be honest, I think they could possibly be friends again, but
Mm.
Harper has to get some sense. But then again, this whole thing with old Dusty, I don't know what his name is. It
His
might
name
not
is
work out.
Dusty.
Oh, okay. um, I don't think that's gonna work out. But Jonathan, I do need to say this has been certainly more entertaining than Young Royals. Okay.
Wonderful.
Certainly more entertaining. I like cutesy stuff, so it's very nice. I really love Quinny. Um, what else? I'm liking this one. It's not my favorite, but I'm
Okay.
liking it.
Okay. That's wonderful. Yeah, I don't want to say anything
And
about the
that's okay.
future episodes. I'm not going to. I'll just let you watch, okay?
Yes.
But yes, that's all we have for today's episode. Episode 2 of Heartbreak High season 1. I do know that there is a second season in the mix. However, I do not know exactly when it's scheduled for release. I don't even know if they filmed it yet. But I did
Ciao.
ask Google. Google did tell me that Heartbreak High season 2 will be coming. You
Okay.
guys can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is JoJo_speaks3020. My Facebook is Jonathan Lee. My email is williamjonathanlee@gmail.com. I do have my own YouTube channel. It is JoJo Speaks. Just type that into the search bar. It should pop right on up. I post videos every Thursday night at 9:30 with hot topics and social commentary with my co-host Genesita, as well as my brother-in-law Tyrone and our friend Mike. So to hear us talking about and chatting about the latest happenings and goings on, join us on Thursday nights at 9:30 on JoJo Speaks.
Yes.
Subscribe, like, share, comment, all the good stuff.
Of course. And here I am, the Light of the Leo. Just go ahead and follow me on TikTok, Instagram, as well as YouTube at the Light of the Leo with no spaces in between. And that's even on YouTube. That's my little thingy there. And y'all get ready. We were able to complete 16 weeks of the glory. It ended well. Well, for the most part, everything was complete, and now we're stepping on to the extraordinary attorney Wu. So we will be actually starting that next week. So join us for that. And that's pretty much it. Y'all have a wonderful day. We love you.